Today we are unboxing and reviewing a product with a little sad story. What's going on, everybody? This is Jay and this is the iPhone Explorer Pro. Let's get at it. The iPhone Explorer Pro is a very neat action camera that I got from the website gearbest.com that records in 4K for only $96 US. This action camera is actually quite interesting because it has pretty much all the features that we get on something like the GoPro Hero 4, and I would say a bit more. So here, getting a look on the front of the box, we find some of the logos. Here we find the branding and stuff. On this side, it's claiming to be the first voice broadcasting action camera, but unfortunately I cannot test it, and I'll be explaining why later on in this video. On the left hand side here, we got some barcode for inventory purposes. On the side, or the other side, we got a pull tab. On the back side, we got here some of the uses for this camera, and that's pretty much it. So yes, as you guys can see, the box looks nice and it's also very simplistic. So getting this open, we're going to find here a little note provided by GearBest, asking us to leave them a feedback if you think the product is amazing. This is very neat by them. Inside here, we're going to find the camera itself and also some accessories. So let's go ahead and take a look quickly at the accessories included. It's going to be just the basic ones that Chinese products come with, especially with the action cameras. We got here a little backdoor replacement for your waterproof casing. We got some mounts for your quadcopter. This is also good for helmets and so on. This is a universal bracket here. We find some more stuff, as you guys can tell, so nothing too special. We got the USB cable. Okay, this is all very standard. We have the bicycle mount, we have the helmet mount, and we have some ties and so on. And then inside here, I can tell that we do have the manuals, and they come with a QR code so that you can download their application and such. They come in English. They are quite detailed, but to be honest with you, I have used so many action cameras by now that I don't think this is useful for me. So on here, we're also going to find some warranty information. This is a warranty card so that you can protect your product and at least be covered for about a year. We got a cleaning cloth for the lens, and then we also have some zip ties, and that's about it, as you guys can see. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the camera on this divider, and you can see already that it comes with a waterproof case included on it. I guess that this is for extra shipping protection, and it's always recommended that you guys actually leave it on, because this is not only a waterproof case, but it's also considered an impact case. So if you guys drop it, if you guys have an accident, then most likely your camera will survive. Anyway, setting this aside, here we got that casing. It is completely sealed right now, and it's very similar to many action cameras that we have seen before, including the GoPro Hero 4. So this is all pretty much, I would say, standard in my opinion, and the quality seems okay. At least on the latch side, everything is very nice and protected. Now, getting the camera removed out of here, we can find on the front side we have a Novatek sensor. It is a 12 megapixel one. We got there the power key, also the function key, and then on the upper side we have the shutter key. This is also a menu selector. On the left hand side, or the right hand side, if you're looking at it from the back, this is going to be your volume rockers up and down. It is also a Wi-Fi key, at least the upper button, and then it's also going to help you scroll down on options for your settings. On the left hand side here, we got the micro USB port. We also find the micro HDMI port together with the SD card slot, and we do have a mic, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is on the left hand side of the camera. So on the bottom side, we got a little I would say cap on here. This is for the battery. It comes with a 1050 power milliamp battery, and if it gives me a hard time, I did get a replacement battery for it, but it didn't. So this is what we got here, and I did get a second one because the battery on these usually don't last that long. So as you guys can tell, I got two of the same batteries. I didn't get this one from GearBest. I just had it just laying around the house from another camera, so it happened to fit, and I was very happy about it. Now, getting it here compared with the GoPro Hero 4, we can tell that the iPhone one is a little bit taller and also a little bit deep, as we can tell. So we can't really fit this on, let's say, mounts that are engineered for the GoPro Hero 4. Now, I happen to manage to install this on the little bracket that came on my quadcopter, so I had to squeeze it in there. As a matter of fact, I got a scratch here from the side, but this also has a different story, and again, I'll be getting to it in just a moment. So here on the back side, we have a 2-inch. It's not a touchscreen display. It has a resolution of 240 by 380, so it's going to be quite low. Don't expect anything HD on here. So let me go ahead and get that battery back on the camera so that we can power it on, and I can show you some of the settings on here. So let me go ahead and set all this aside so that way we can turn it on and jump into the details of the camera. After that brief pause, I am ready to give you guys the sad story behind this camera. And basically what it is that I took it out of the box. I brought it with me on Sunday, which was Mother's Day, to the park. Luckily I was off that day from the post office, and we're just testing it around, making sure that worked and that the quality was okay, just to take advantage of my day off, and of course complete some videos. I took footage of my family. I took some pictures. I did the comparison with the GoPro Hero 4. This thing even took a flight on my Unique quadcopter. But then after that, after everything was completed, my daughter unfortunately got her hands on the camera, which is my little one. She is severely autistic, so she really doesn't know what she's doing. And she started smashing it up against the floor, and so right now this thing is damaged. Even though it will come on, she damaged the sensor, the actual camera function on it, and you're going to see that in just a moment. But I just decided to share this with you guys so that you don't think that the product came defective. No, this is actually a very nice camera, and it hurts me a lot to know that it is broken. Because I was actually considering selling my Hero 4. As you guys know, I'm not a millionaire, so sometimes I have to sell products out there so that I can make up for some money and pay bills and so on. So I was planning on selling my GoPro Hero 4 and keeping this camera, but unfortunately that won't be possible because she did break it. So anyways, let me go ahead and get this started. Like I said before, this is the 2-inch screen. It is non-touch. We got there some notification LED lights, and this is telling you that everything is functional and pretty much ready to go, even though we don't have an SD card on here. And the other one is going to be for when you're recording, it's going to start blinking in red. So that's pretty much it. Now, as you guys can tell, the sensor is damaged, even though sometimes you can still see a little bit. She did break it, so this is the sad part. I mean, at least I'm able to turn it on and give you guys the actual review, but again, this did not come damaged from the box. It was working just fine. So if you guys press on this, like I said before, this is a power key and also a function key. If you guys press on it, right now we have it on recording mode. It is full HD at 60 frames per second. And if you press on it once more, it's going to take us here to picture mode. Right now it's currently at 3 megapixels. That's because I removed the battery, so all the settings went back to the same they were from factory. But on the picture samples that I provided below, it's going to be at 12 megapixels, and the camera here, the GoPro Hero 4, is also a 12 megapixel sensor, so I did a fair comparison there. Then if you press it once more, we're going to find the files. If you had an SD card installed, everything that you have recorded, you will see it here, and you can play back, which is definitely a beauty. Now this is the part where I was mostly interested after she damaged the camera on showing you guys is all the settings available. If you click OK, this is going to be your selector, like I said before, and then with this you can scroll down. We can turn it up to let's see, 60 frames per second, which is what I did record it at. But then you can also go to 4K in 24 frames per second, which is not a lot. So for that reason, I decided not to complete that testing. Maybe if I get another one, I can do a 4K testing, but right now this thing is not working, so unfortunately I wasn't able to. So now we know that it goes up to 4K, and then we got loop recording. Right now it's currently off. I really don't like loop recording at all, never use it. Next we got the gyroscope, it's currently off. That's because again I removed the battery, so all the settings went back to factory. But this is going to give you a lot of stabilization. It's going to help a lot, and you guys are going to see that later on in the testing. So right now we're just going to keep it off. We have wide dynamic range. This is your angles, and it's by default on, so it helps a lot too. And also I just want to share that if you guys saw my Samsung Galaxy S7 water test, this is the camera that I used when I was actually completing the test. This camera was right above it. So if you guys see that video, you're going to see how well it records on low light conditions. And by the way, guys, this thing came back to life. I promised you that I was going to share that information with you. So if you guys comment on this below, I know that you were watching this video because it's been far enough. So yes, my Samsung Galaxy S7 came back to life, and I have it right now charging. So this is great because now we know that Chinese phones can survive a little water. Okay, so that's great. Coming back here to the subject, we also got time-lapse record. Right now it's currently off. We have motion detection. We have recording audio. So right now I have it on, so that uses the microphone and whatnot. We can also date stamp it. We have angles. Okay, we can change the angles on this, which is really cool. We have diving mode, night scene, self timer. Next we got the image size, and this is where it's going to lie a little bit. This is not a 20 megapixel sensor, and by the way, this is made by Novatek, as I mentioned earlier, and this is going to be a true 12 megapixel sensor, and this is what I set it up to when I did the comparison here with my GoPro Hero 4. So just keep that in mind, guys. And let's go back here into settings. I think we had to scroll down again. It took me completely off. The next one we have is burst mode. You can turn it on or off. That's really cool. We got the quality. I have it at fine. But now it's going to come like this out of the box, and you can change it, of course. Sharpness, we have it to normal. Okay, we can go all the way up to high. We have the white balance. You can change that as well according to your likes. So you really have to play with it because, you know, a lot of people have different scenes out there, and you know, you could be recording at nighttime, you could be recording at nice you know, daylight time like I did. So the settings could change from person to person, and I'm just going to scroll down because most of these settings are quite basic. And yes, this is a Wi-Fi camera, as you guys can tell. Now all of these things I will not be able to test because for some reason after she smashed it, they're not working properly. So with this being said, let's go to the park. First of all, we're going to test this side by side, and then we're going to do a comparison with the quadcopter. Yes, I did record with both of them. Now on the quadcopter, I noticed a little bit of shakiness, and the reason is that this thing is a lot lighter than the original. As a matter of fact, I have here my weight scale before we jump into the testing, so that way you can see the weight difference between them. This one here is going to be about, let me see, this one is about 65 grams, and the original GoPro Hero 4 is about 87 grams. So you can tell that the difference is quite significant, and maybe the little gimbal that came included with the quadcopter wasn't detecting this camera right, so sometimes it was shaking a little bit. But hopefully you guys can do a comparison and tell me what you think about this little action camera. So without further ado, let's test it out. Alrighty, so now we are comparing here side by side the iPhone Explorer Pro with the GoPro Hero 4. And right now both of them are recording at 1080p 60 frames per second. All the settings are pretty much about the same. And right now we are testing the audio on the Explorer, and then later on we will test it on the GoPro Hero 4. I just want you guys to give me your honest opinion about what you think about each camera. I think the iPhone Explorer is doing a great job. Keep in mind that the price difference is quite dramatic. The GoPro Hero 4 starts at $399 for the non-4K edition, and the 4K edition is $499. Now the iPhone Explorer is only $120. I think it's a pretty cool Chinese cam. I would try to get my hands away from the video. I do apologize for that. So now we're getting here near the lake, just to see the quality on the water side. We are changing conditions. This way you guys can better tell me what you think about the iPhone Explorer compared to the GoPro Hero 4. Pretty much a $500 camera. So as of right now, you guys have compared both audios. I do have a little icon on each one. Just be sincere with me, guys. I don't make this product, so I wouldn't be hurt if you guys tell me that the Explorer is a piece of crap. Here we are at the bushes. There's a little shade here. So I just want to record in this area to see how well it does on color changes.
Audio Jungle.
Okay, so now that we have completed the testing of the iPhone Explorer Pro, now it is time to tell you guys my personal opinion about this product. Well, first of all, if you are in a tight budget and you're looking for something just to mess around, just to, to see what an action camera is all about, or if you're planning to give this to a kid and you don't want to buy the $399 version, then this is something that you guys might want to consider. The battery lifetime is about 35 minutes to 40 minutes, and that's the reason why I got a secondary battery. So if you guys are going to use this for something special or something that is going to last a long time, maybe you want to get 2 or 3 batteries after ordering this from GearBest, so that way they can include everything in one bundle. Other than that, I think it's it's pretty cool, and even though we are comparing it to something so expensive, I think it did quite great. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record the 4K resolution, but maybe on a separate video I get a replacement from GearBest. I'm going to reach out to them and explain everything that happened. Possibly they'll have me send this one back for repair and maybe send it back to me. That would be a great option. But yes, I think it's definitely great. I think it's very affordable for those of you who are in a budget. Okay, so with this being said, guys, I just want to give you a friendly reminder that after this video, I will be completing the giveaway announcement for the VR glasses that we have back here. And yes, I'm ready to announce the winner, and also the new giveaway will be about the Yumi Touch. So stay tuned, the video is going to come very shortly. And also, if you guys have any questions or you have any concerns, you can leave your comment below. And don't forget that I left all the information for the camera in the description, including the link. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Please like the video, and I'll see you on my next one.